Okay, so welcome to the next level session for September 14th, 2021. Again, as I was just saying, we're going to get a little more advanced today than usual. We're going to talk about these dynamic catalog listing ads, and I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about there in just a second. As always, this will be put on the YouTube channel and in the next level members area. We're actually streaming on YouTube today, so if you are watching this on YouTube, just go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to check out our Facebook group at insiderealestate.com/Facebook group. We post this content, these particular sessions 3 times a week. And we also have our training calendar, which has a lot of fun stuff happening. If you go to the KV Core dashboard up the top right, and you click View Live Training Calendar, generally every day, there are 3, 4, 5 opportunities to hop on one of these sessions. And a lot of these sessions, you're only going to be on with, 3 to 5, maybe 10 people tops with a trainer. You'll notice we've got our new KV Core Open Q&As, and you can always kind of get help pretty easily from somebody here if you're looking for tips and tricks to get your business going with KV Core. So what we're gonna do today again is this dynamic catalog ads. Let's hop in and just show you first what we're talking about when we say dynamic catalog ad. We had done a webinar about this probably almost a year ago now, maybe it was 6 months ago with Adam Frank. And the way that you created these in Facebook has changed because Facebook has changed their dashboard. So I figured it would be good to revisit the topic, give these ads another shot, see how they're working these days, and show you guys how to run them. So if we look in here, you can see the dynamic catalog feed campaign. It's been about 24, 25 hours since I ran this ad, and it's just crazy. Look at the landing page views count. It's at 174. And this means that the Facebook pixel tracked somebody actually coming off of Facebook and visiting our KV Core website. So that was 174 people. The total spent so far is $10.22. So that's 6 cents for a landing page view to get somebody off of Facebook. That's insane. Especially in this day and age. And another interesting thing, and I thought this was fun, and I actually initially thought something was wrong. I had to look at it a few times and said, oh, maybe the pixel's not tracking correctly, right? But I looked and it said unique link clicks was 111, right? But our landing page views is higher than the clicks. And then it occurred to me that because of the nature of these ads, people will click on it twice. Because it's basically multiple ads in one stream. And I'm going to show you here what I'm talking about. So this is the edit dashboard. You can see on the right side, the actual copy, property opportunity, Knox County, browse some of our latest listings today. I'm going to view it on Facebook here so you can see what the end user is looking at. The person browsing on Facebook is looking at. What's up, Chris? So let's go down. By the way, whenever you preview one of your own ads, for some reason, Facebook makes it the second post. And how would you know that in the feed unless you've done it a bunch of times? So just in case you try to preview your own, that's why I have to scroll down. So you see what this is doing is it's automatically taking active listings for the company, and it's showing them all in an ad like this in a carousel. But the reason it's called a dynamic catalog ad is that you basically feed Facebook a specific link, and then it automatically keeps the ad updated with any of the listings. So you don't have to keep running new ads for your listings. So this is probably going to be more relevant for those of you who have listing inventory. It's going to show all the listings at your company. Yeah, so it's going to be, if you don't have a lot of listing inventory, maybe it's not so useful, but I'm pretty sure that as an agent, it'll just show all the listings at your office. I'm pretty sure, and it'll link back to your subdomain. So if somebody clicks learn more, they're going to jump over to your website like so, and they're going to be looking at the property listing. So I'm excited because getting clicks at 6 cents is tough these days. It used to be when Facebook first launched, this was the norm. And I start to look at this and I think, well, there's lots I could do with this, especially in terms of building retargeting audiences, which we'll talk about in a minute, but just for getting raw exposure for your listings and keeping your brand in front of people in your local market keeping your brand in front of people in a local market attached to fresh listings all the time. This is really efficient. I really like it. So let me show you kind of how these are built. We'll kind of walk through the steps so you know how to do it. And just know that there is kind of an easy button in the KV Core Marketplace. Our Get buyer leads product right now. It might not be the most appropriate name for that, but it actually does this with lead forms automatically. We'll talk about that in a minute too, but you can kind of execute this. It's a little bit different because that product will create a lead form and get you a name, email, phone before they get to your website. What I'm doing here is I'm just driving raw traffic to the website. So how do we set this up? So first thing you're going to do is you're going to build your feed link. And we have a kind of base link here. And what you need to do is you need to add your Zapier key to that. So I'm going to share for all of you watching live this entire document right now. So you have the feed link. So anyone with link, copy this, just so everybody watching live, if you want to do this on your own, you'll have the doc and you can kind of grab the feed link. So you grab the link, and then where it says put your Zapier key here, you need to insert your Zapier key, which can be found in KV Core. So I'm going to go to KV Core. I'm going to go to Lead Engine, all Lead Engine tools. Oh, I love this. You know, this only happens on webinars. I don't know why. It's like only when I'm in Zoom. It doesn't happen all the rest of the day long when I do this 100 other times. It always logs me out. I don't know why it would be Zoom. It's the strangest thing. Okay. So we go to Lead Engine right here. And then we go to Lead Dropbox. And then we can grab our company key, our office key, or agent key. I'm logged in as the agent. So I will grab the agent key just for demos purposes, because I'm actually curious to see if it grabs all of the listings from the whole office or just that agent's listings when I do this. So let's copy that out here. I'm just pasting that into the link, exactly where it said put your Zapier key. Notice how the /7 stayed there. That's what you want. You just want to paste it between wherever it said put your Zapier key here, like that. And then if you put it in a new window, this link, you'll see this gobbledygook. It's XML. And if you scroll down, you'll kind of see the listings listed in XML format. You don't really need to know, but it's a good way to know whether or not it's pulling listings is to just kind of go to it and you'll see that it's got listings pulling in. So I think this did only grab the agent's links. So if you don't have a lot of listing inventory, not sure if this works, but if you're a team leader or you have the office level, I think you can run it for the whole company like so, using your key. So if I were to put the other key in here, and I know people watching this right now, you have all different levels of access, but I'm gonna, just for demo sakes and to learn this live, I'm gonna paste in the whole company key. And what I should see is more listings than just the handful that I saw there. Oops. Let's try it. Why isn't it showing me any for that one? Well, it didn't like the company at all. Maybe it wants the office. Here we go. Okay, it wanted the office. I'm not sure why it didn't grab the company, but it appears to have grabbed more listings if I did the office. So Celeste, yeah, these next level sessions are a little bit, they tend to skew a little bit toward the advanced side of things. If you go to the training calendar, you notice we have all kinds of intro, kind of, agent success plan intro, and we have open office hours and more basics. And we're usually not getting this geeky with these sessions. You just happen to catch us on a day where we're going into a little bit more of an advanced topic. But yeah, if you check the replays at insiderealestate.com/webinars, you'll see other content. You can also check the training calendar. So, so you build your feed link, as I just said. And the next step is to go into Facebook and set up the catalog in Facebook data sources. And this is a lot of fun. Not really. Facebook keeps moving around everything in the business settings. So don't get mad at me if sorry, Mark, you'll have the replay, but don't get mad at me if things are in a different area here. But what you're going to try to get to is you're going to go to your business manager settings, and you're going to go to data sources, and then catalogs. And then you're going to create a new catalog. Demo. And then scroll down to home listings for the type. Create catalog. You can give permissions to whoever has permissions here. Whoever you want to have permissions, who's in your ad manager. You attach your Facebook pixel. It doesn't seem to want to let me do that right now. Let's see if that's a problem. And then what you need to do next is you need to add items. So we click add items. Guys, so the comments about moving too fast to keep up, the purposes of these live webinars, I don't think it's realistic. You're not going to be able to follow along and do everything. We record them all so that you can follow later. But on first pass, just kind of put it in the back of your head that this stuff is possible, that you can do it. So I do still think there's value in kind of, knowing the approach and knowing that this stuff is possible, even if you're not going to use it right away. So I'm going to choose my upload option, and the option is scheduled feed. And we'll get through this section, guys, and we'll get some more practical stuff here in a minute. But I want to get this content down so everybody knows how to do it. So we get to set up the feed. Here's where I'm putting my link. Click next. And then it asks to update the schedule. Now, you'll notice this login details section, leave that blank. Somebody yesterday was trying to do this. They ran into that. You don't want to put your KV Core login info there. There is no login necessary. Just use the feed URL. And then you can set the update to hourly or daily. I've been setting mine to daily. I don't think it's that important, the hourly or the daily. And then your data source, you just call it whatever you want. So just say listings. Click upload. And it'll go through this process, and you'll see it'll grab any current listings in the feed. And I got this report yesterday. You can see the red where it says some home listings, no home listings were uploaded. It said some had an issue. And when I viewed the report, it was because some of the listings, for whatever reason, didn't have the right size in them. So let's let this run here. Didn't have the right size photos. Yeah, Goran, it would be cool. So Goran's saying it would be cool if we could feed custom lists that aren't our office listings. I know there are some companies out there doing that, but there's some concerns, with the MLS, with the MLSs and compliance with that. But yeah, we've had the discussion here too, and have erred on better safe than sorry, because you could trip up, you could inadvertently, end up doing something that's against terms of service with your MLS. So of course, this worked swimmingly yesterday. And I'm trying to do it now, and it gave me a fail. Wonderful. Let's try it again. I'm just going to take a look. Oh, yeah, look, I must have grabbed a link with no feed, with no listings in the feed, accidentally. Apologies. User error, guys. Sorry. So I fed it the wrong feed. It's getting a little flustered. All right, let's edit this. So Mark, this is, we started out the session, just to remind everybody who's coming on late. We're just talking about these dynamic catalog listing ads, which I was testing out yesterday. It ran a Facebook ad. We ran a Facebook ad. We're getting lots of clicks at about 6 cents a piece from Facebook. And basically what it does is it runs ads that show your listings in a carousel like this. So the feed gobbledygook that you see me playing with now is basically what tells Facebook to run this ad, this catalog of listings. So that's kind of what we're setting up now. So back to this window, you'll see it worked this time. I just gave it, I must have had the wrong link in my clipboard a minute ago, guys, when I was playing around trying to get the right feed. And you can see it only takes a few minutes, kind of pulls them in there. And then what I'll be able to do now is once the feed is set up, you only need to do that one time. You can now go in and you can set up, you can run an ad that pulls in that catalog. So there we go. Thanks, Mark. All right. Chris is saying he thinks that the agent has to have listings, but that might be true. And for those of you that it's true for, I apologize. I'll talk internally. Maybe we can make the agent key give all the office listings. I'll have to talk to, I wonder if there's a reason why we're not doing that in the feed, but that's something I'll look into to make this applicable for everybody. I do know that if you want to do this using the option in Marketplace, it will take all your office listings and do that. So just in the feed link itself, it's not set up that way, but I know that if you go and try to do this, it'll just advertise all your office listings and send it to your subdomain, send the leads through your subdomain. Okay, so we have our catalog built. Now I'm just going to show how to tie the catalog to a fresh ad. Okay, so we'll go back into the Facebook ads dashboard. And then going to the correct account here. And then we're going to click to create a new ad. We're going to choose the traffic option. Name the campaign. Demo4 webinar. I'm just going to name it that. We always have to pick our special category, which is housing. That's required. We'll set our budget. Our audience, we need to pick our location. That's pretty much all we can pick because we're in real estate for the most part. So let's pick county here. I'll leave all the placements to auto. You can play with that if you want. If you want to only do Instagram or only do Facebook, you probably can. I'm not sure if these will run on it. I think they do run on Instagram actually, because it does give Instagram as a choice. So they do run on Instagram. And then the part where we choose the catalog was back in the ad set level, I believe. Boy, I just did this too, right before we came on. Bear with me, guys. There's a section where you pick your catalog. Here it is. So the reason I'm getting confused is I tried to do this, for those of you who are curious, I tried to manually do this as a lead generation form before we came on. And if you do it that way, you need to pick it from the ad set. For those of you who are Facebook geeks, if you do it this way, it's a click ad, you can pick it actually from the ad screen. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And where it is, it's under media. and it says manually choose images, videos, and links. You have to change it to fill the carousel cards dynamically from a product set. So you have to choose carousel, and then you do fill carousel cards dynamically from a product set, and then your catalog will be available in the drop down there, like so. And then it'll automatically, it's nice, it automatically kind of fills it up, and then you can put some text above, right? Text up here. That's where I put the opportunity knocks, you know, click to see more listings in our area. And the set is right there. And then oh, interesting. I believe if you click the deep link to website, you can actually, I'm not sure it's important. You might be able to get it to link to each listing, but I think it does link to each listing. It does. So ignore that. I'm just thinking too far ahead here. And that's it. You kind of just add a description, and then each of these will link to the individual listing ID the way that I showed in the example a few minutes ago. So right here. So if I click on each of these, it'll take me to that particular listing right out of the box. So this is kind of a one-time setup. It's probably more relevant to those of you who have a lot of listing inventory or you're the office admin. To me, there's high value in doing this because your listings are always automatically advertised. It's cheap to get the click. You're keeping your company business page name in front of, you know, a lot of people in your market, but it's always a dynamically updated, fresh ad with your latest listings. And you don't have to manage it much from day to day other than setting the budget. You can kind of just set, forget this, and let it run. That's the main advantage. And you're getting cheap clicks to your website, which you can then do more stuff to this with. So Chris, as you're saying, I'll check to see maybe if we can get all company listings added to the feed URL for the agent. Honestly, I wasn't even aware that that was the case for sure. I just kind of tested it live in front of you guys. I kind of was assuming that everybody had, it would give all the company listings. And I think that's something we can probably tweak. Another thing that I'm having tweaked is, you'll notice when you go to these links, it's actually not tagging these leads right now as the source. And the reason is this was kind of just built as an experimental thing, and we now need to refine it. And I put a request in yesterday for this to do the sourcing. So it would say like dynamic product catalog, so you know that's where the lead came from. But short term, I see this as a really good way to get lots of exposure for your listings at an affordable number and get cheap clicks over to your website that you can pixel for retargeting, and that could turn into leads if somebody has direct interest in the listing or decides to register on your website. So that's the how to run. And I do apologize for all of you, those of you who that was very quick and advanced for. I realize not everybody's at this level or interested in this, so apologize for that. Okay, so some extra tips with this. So when I woke up this morning and I saw that we had gotten, what was it, a few hundred clicks at 6 cents a piece. I immediately messaged Delia, the broker, and I said, hey, can you go sign up for the Core Messenger bot for me? And I sent her a link to the Core Messenger bot service in the KV Core Marketplace. And the reason I did this is because I know I helped kind of develop that product with Ernest, who created it. But I know that anybody who's getting a lot of traffic to their website is generating nice conversations and leads from that add-on, the Core Messenger bot add-on. And for context, what that is, I'll just show you the demo page. So I reached out to Delia, I said, hey, order this, because we're able to get really cheap impressions and clicks on the site. And I know that we can generate conversations. So one of the things it's doing is it has this little banner here. It says, find out what a buyer might pay for your home. And it'll take them into a kind of messenger flow that lets them answer a few questions, get the value of their house. You also get the bot on the right side that says continue as here. And Ernest actually put a video in the demo there. You can see what it's doing on the right side. And it'll start to tree people through and ask them if they're looking to buy or sell. And again, it might, if you're getting any kind of traffic, this is generating extra pretty high quality leads for people because they click buy or they get home value. And the big advantage to Messenger bot, I don't know why it's doing that, this demo here. I don't know what he's doing, but this walks you through a tree, and this is the demo page. And if somebody answers all the questions, it puts it in KB Core as a lead, and it'll actually set up automated alerts. It'll give them an automated home valuation. It's pretty powerful, but I only recommend it if you have traffic coming to your site. And now that I know I can get 6-cent clicks, I was like, okay, this is a no-brainer, because if it generates 1 or 2 warm conversations out of these hundreds of people every day coming in, then it's definitely worth the $79 a month. So that was one thing that I went and did, knowing that the traffic was this cheap and coming in, and knowing too that people clicking off of Facebook might have a direct question about these listings. So having a messenger bot there might be very useful. Of course, they can always just click the regular chat with us too and talk with us, but I like the bot. Yeah, it's a Facebook chat bot, Chris. That's what the chat bot is. So that's just kind of a, now that I'm getting traffic, here's something else I do. I have consider retargeting here. This isn't consider. If you're getting tons of traffic to your site, you should be running retargeting campaigns. So the DIY behind running retargeting campaigns, we have lots of content about that in Core Next Level in the members area. We also have, I'll just show you where that is. So if you go to the growth system builder here, retargeting, there's a module on how to create the 4 main types of retargeting, how to run your retargeting ads. There's a 1-2 right there in our growth system section. It's also in the main tutorials. We also have in the marketplace, we have a few retargeting options. One of them is the Google display retargeting, which basically runs banner ads across Google's display network. So anybody coming off your listing click off of Facebook, they'll now be followed around with something branded to your company. So for Forever Florida, I've manually set this up, and you guys have watched me do this in previous webinars where we kind of set up Google display campaigns. We have training about that too. But either way, just if you're getting this kind of traffic, pixel them, follow them up with other ads to help make sure they convert eventually. So there's Google display retargeting. And then there's the Get Buyer Leads product, which I was talking about a minute. I don't think it's been tweaked. This used to just be a generic Facebook ad, but now it's basically doing this same exact thing I just showed you without all the dynamic catalog ad. But we're able to kind of build it in with the Facebook API and do some coding on the back end that this is generating a name, email, and phone number lead the way that Property Boost does. So this is kind of like Property Boost, but for all your listings automatically. I hope I'm saying, yeah, that's a fair way to say that. And it's also, I believe, retargeting those people back in. And for my money, I don't know that this is communicated properly, fully on this tab, but what I just showed you, me manually setting up, all happens here with this Get Buyer Leads, and it happens by leveraging your listings. So I just wanted to mention that that's there as an option too. So just kind of a recap, these ads, we already kind of knew they get lots of clicks, but they always have these catalog ads that are scrolling in the Facebook feed. It could be that Facebook's algorithm just favors them. It could be just because it's multiple things for people to click on. For whatever reason, they get amazing engagement. They get cheap clicks out of Facebook to your website. So setting that up isn't tremendously difficult. You just have to set up the feed URL and go through the gobbledygook you saw me do. You only have to do it one time, and then your ad will just kind of run for any new listings that you're getting. Now, once the clicks are coming through your site, your regular site rules for lead capture will take over. I wouldn't expect a ton of leads from this, but the cost per lead may work out. I checked this morning. There were 3 leads in there. Again, the tracking isn't properly sussed out. I'm pretty sure they came from this. That would have been about $3 a lead. So that's pretty good. But otherwise, this is more about promoting the listing in my mind and building out really cheap retargeting lists of people who've come to your site one time and starting to follow them around with retargeting. The Zapier key, Goran had a question about that. That is, you go to Lead Engine, you go to All Lead Engine Tools, and then right at the top right, we have this Lead Dropbox section. If you click on that, you'll see your key right here. So if you have company and office access, you'll have these different keys. If you have agent only access, it'll be right here. And guys, I'm going to talk to our product team and just see see about getting all the company listings into this feed or having some kind of option that accommodates people who don't have listing inventory. For those of you who do, guys, this is powerful. Whether you use the marketplace option or you set it up yourself, I think everybody should, if you have any inventory at all, this is really a good thing to do. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of the content I had for today, guys. Again, apologies to you who are just jumping in. You're catching our first one of these webinars. And you're like, what is this craziness? It is I said right up front, it's a little more advanced and wild today. Is there anything that you guys would like to talk about? I have another 15, 20 minutes. If you have any questions about KV Core or any topics you'd like to go into, for a few minutes, I have some time now. Just chat me in the chat box. And I'll definitely answer any questions you have going there. I'll just plug tomorrow. I think we'll be back at the same time. I'll also be doing a marketplace tour at 2 p.m. East, just going through all our marketplace products. We haven't kind of done one of those in a month or two, and there's always so much going on that I'll be just doing a walkthrough of all of those tomorrow. Chris is saying, yeah, great topics, guys. So a couple of questions. Best buyer follow-up scripts. So, I'm a big fan of the conversational autoresponder approach where that first script asks them an open-ended question. So the question would be, an example would be what I have on the screen, like, thanks for doing the thing you were just doing. So if they just were getting properties, or if you don't know what they were doing, but you knew they were on your website, hey, thanks for checking out my website just now. Are you actively looking for a waterfront property in Pinellas County, or are you actively looking to move in the next 3 to 6 months? So that's a yes, no. There's always the just curious, are you a buyer, or are you an investor, or are you looking for a home to move into? Right? That's one good question. Another one is just curious, do you already own a home in the area, or are you renting / moving from somewhere else? That'd be another good first question to ask somebody, right? Do you already live in the area? Do you already own a home in the area? Or are you currently renting / moving here from somewhere else? Financing's a really good angle to take. Hi, thanks for checking out properties on my website just now. Just curious, this is a kind of an assumptive close, right? Just curious, are you going to be needing financing for your next home, or will you be paying cash? And you get some interesting answers to that. We all forget that, what is it, guys? 30 or 40% of deals are cash. So it's not unusual for somebody to reply back, nah, I don't need a mortgage. I'll be buying cash. And then you've got a pretty good lead there, if they have any intent at all. So yeah, that's some Chris. You've probably heard me say I'm a big fan of just setting up the property alerts for every lead. Make sure you're doing that. And then dangling interesting content in front of people is a good way to engage. You guys may have missed, but there is a campaign in the KV Core library that I'm kind of proud of that I built. It might be a little quirky, might be a little bit more in my style than yours, but if you're interested, it's the 1 year buyer campaign. And here, I'm going to find it for you guys. It's buyer nurture 1 year campaign. It's in the KV Core library. No. Here it is. Well, it says 23 touches, but it's not in there. What are you doing to me, KV Core? You're not being nice. 1 second, guys. Oh my goodness. Always live. It said 23 touches in there, and it's showing me 3. That is not that campaign. Anyway, there's a campaign in there that has 23 touches over the course of a year that sends a bunch of kind of videos and other things like that, Chris, that you can check out. I'm going to have to, when we hang up, figure out what's going on with that. Free leads ideas, Carmen's asking. The best way to go for free leads, one of them is to post a property of the day or a property search list of the day to social. So every day, wake up, go build a squeeze link to some interesting set of properties and post it to your social media. That might not generate a lead every day, as in somebody clicking through to the listing and coming to your website. But what it will do is remind everybody in your sphere that you're in the business. And over time, you will get people connecting with you and saying, hey, I know you're in real estate, or they just remember that you're in real estate. Another good way to generate free leads, in my opinion, is to just troll social and try to add one person a day. So if you have a bunch of friends, just say, hey, I'm trying to get my real estate business going. You send them a private message, right? And I'm trying to get my real estate business going. This could be somebody you know. Would you mind if I set you up to receive updates about interesting deals I see in the area? Some kind of question like that. Would it be okay if I added you to my database? So you can manually add, one or two people. We also did a new agent, and this isn't only for new agents, but we did a new agent webinar not too long ago called New Agent Tactics. And we talked about this idea of kind of running through lists of people that you might know and getting them added. And there's probably some other good free ideas in there. And then my final free idea is going to be lame because your office manager or whoever, your coach probably told you this, but open houses, man, and the KV Core Open House app, right? So just get everybody who you can to sign in. And I mean, it's a great free way to get belly to belly with people who are ready to talk real estate. Oh, good. Chris O'Neill says he sees 23. Okay. So you got all of them. Hopefully that was the right one. Does it have a bunch of YouTube links and stuff in it, Chris? Not sure why that was glitching for me. So Lisa says she's used Core Property Boost and has drip campaigns in place. So what is the next step? Make sure you're setting everybody up for alerts. If you're not already, you can set up a global automated hashtag alert that just catches them all. I think Property Boost tries to automatically set an alert. So if you may see that they already have them, but if they're not getting them, go into all marketing and then search alerts. And then you can create alerts for each Property Boost that you do based on the hashtag, or you can just do Property Boost, do a global one and just set up an alert for that. And then with your Property Boost leads, you're going to want to, if they're getting regular alerts from you and you have some kind of drip campaign going out, try to send a mass email once a week, something unique, like a property tour of you touring a property, or you talking about answering a real estate question on video. The easiest content to send is always going to be just like, hey, here's an interesting property list, right? So here's all the income properties priced over $1 million, or all the multi-unit income properties priced under 100,000. And then next week, here's all the land listings in the area priced between, priced under 100,000. So you go through your niche property search links and try to send one a week. The way to do that is just go to marketing, all marketing, and just do a scheduled mass email. And I feel like, just from personal experience, I like sending this kind of stuff Saturday mornings, because people are like, they're not busy with work and stuff. They might be having their coffee. So you can schedule an email for this Saturday morning. So I'd come in here, Saturday's the 18th. All right, we'll schedule it for 8:30 a.m. And then I might just do property list of the week, income property, cash flow potential, or whatever. And you just write a quick paragraph. Hi, here's your property list of the week. And you mail that out. The other thing you do is you do featured neighborhood and send them to one of our neighborhood area pages. But basically try to send them something every week that's in your own voice, and that's you, and it feels like you're curating content. The more video you can do, the better, of course. But remember, the Property Boost leads in particular, those are people who are seeing ads on Facebook. They're kind of seeing what we were just talking about. They're seeing like a list of properties or something. They might not be thinking about moving. They're just kind of cruising their Facebook feed like I am here. And they see it and they're like, oh, that's interesting. And they click and they register. But the intent might not be high. The good news there, though, is we're in real estate. So everybody who comes into your fold is probably going to move at some point in the next 5 to 10 years. Or they 1000% know somebody who will. So I think that's just the attitude we need to have with those lower intent leads that might not be, we know they're probably not moving right away. we're kind of playing property boost for the 1% who are just going to be like, yep, I need a house tomorrow. They're going to jump in your car. And the other 99% we incubate over time. And if we can get the conversion rate over 2, 5, 10 years up in the 5-10% range, then the numbers really look good. Really, really look good. So that was my long answer to that one. Goran, I don't think we can show in certain areas only with that feed. There is if you talk to your account manager, we do have something called Property Boost Enterprise that is designed for people who have lots of listing inventory that, if you have an account manager, or if you want to talk to our support, that's kind of a manual setup, and we can filter. We'll automatically run Property Boost for all your listings based on where they are. It's usually something that our account managers talk to accounts about, and we don't really have that in the marketplace per se, but that would be the way to get a feed set up for only certain areas. And if you do feel like you have enough inventory for that to make sense, you can reach out to support or just shoot me a message and I can help get that done. So Ed's saying he's confused on Zapier. I guess his company didn't sign up for it. So Zapier is a third-party source. That's just connects different apps together. So you would get your own account. If you mean your Zapier key, everybody should have a Zapier key when you go to Lead Engine. So if you go to Lead Engine, you go up to the top right. That key should be in this section. If it's not, something might be broken. Or what company are you with, Ed? I wonder if there are some enterprises that just aren't, for whatever reason, maybe they're not offering. There. Hi, Natalie. That seller e-course campaign, there was an issue for an hour or two yesterday that we quickly walked through. Did you just do that? If it was in the last day, definitely, I'll have to look at that for you. I'll write down your name and take a look in your account. That should have copied in, though. I'll make sure it gets in there. Is that your name, Natalie Darlington? Is that how I would find your KV Core account, under that name? If it is, I'll make sure that campaign gets in your account. So Lisa's saying the link didn't work either. Was that today, Lisa? Lisa Sears? Okay. So Natalie's asking, how do you add in all the properties in the mass email that I was just showing? So the way you do that, if you say, hey, here's the property list of the week, the way you're going to do that is you're going to build a link to those properties. So I'll go to my Lead Engine and I'll build a squeeze page. So go to Lead Engine here, build a squeeze page, and say I want to send all the income properties, as we were talking about in the example. So I pick my county. My listing type is income, and I would generate the link right here. Then I would come over to the all marketing, do my schedule mass email. So, and then I'm doing my property list of the week, income properties, potential cash flow. I love every income property at the right price is potential for cash flow, right? So hi, here's the week. I'm just doing the shorthand, and then right, something like that. Or you can do click here. Click here to see the Pinellas County property list of the week. And you can highlight it too, like this, and use the little arrow chain. Click save. And then I wouldn't just do a short email like that. And you could hit spam if it's really short with just a link. You say all of, this list features properties with 2 or more units. Income for you. Of course, you'll want to buy at the right price. Make sure the numbers work. And generate. You know, if you'd like to talk about this more, reply to this email or text me at the number below. So something like that. And then I can include my signature. So this is, I mean, just this, guys, every week, some fresh link. You know, I would always put in the subject line something that teases what the link is, so it sounds interesting. And then just, you know, hi, here's the thing. Maybe talk a little bit about what it is, you know, why you're sending it, what's interesting about it. If you say you sent a list of properties, new construction, and there was like one specific property in that list, like 123 Main Street with an awesome kitchen, you might tease and say, definitely check out 123 Main Street. The kitchen is dope, right? You might say that. And then, you know, your call to action might be, if you're thinking about buying a new house sometime soon, or you want to sell your house, you know, reply and I'll let you know how much yours might sell for and help you get into your new one. It's like always end with a call to action. But definitely this is something you can manually do once a week easily. So that's how to do that. Okay, Natalie, you said Charles Barco. I assume that's the name of the account that you want to make sure that campaign gets in. So I just copied that down. There you go. Ed wasn't clicking on lead Dropbox. Cool. Got it, Natalie. I got it. I see the email now. I'm just kind of scrolling through everybody's stuff. So, okay, Lisa Sears. We'll also look in your account and try to get that campaign copied in. So, not sure. That issue might have been related to what we were going through yesterday, but I'll make sure they get copied. Yep. Thanks for all the questions, guys. Hopefully this was useful today. Again, I know this dynamic product catalog stuff is not for everybody, but if you have listing inventory or you want to share this recording or help your broker, owner, team leader execute this, I do think it's a worthwhile endeavor. Whether you do it manually as I showed you, or if you just use that marketplace option to kind of push button, get them rolling, to get buyer leads option, just running Facebook ads for your listings in general en masse in an automated fashion, which we can do a property use enterprise, does make sense. So, all right. Thanks, Chris, for the feedback. All right, guys. So we'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what the topic will be, but we'll be back at the same time.